So Tucker Carlson was outed as a liar by none other than himself. Go figure. So there's actually a clip circulating of him actually saying this nonsense, but I don't have the clip. But what I do have is a short HuffPost article that details the following. Tucker Carlson is apparently telling the truth when he says he sometimes lies on his show. The Fox News host admitted his relationship with the truth sometimes wavers as he was interviewed by fellow conservative media host Dave Rubin on Monday. It happened after Rubin asked Carlson how CNN employees like Chris Cuomo and Brian Stelter live with themselves when they just lie again and again and again, and we have the internet to expose the lies. Carlson seemed to take the question personally to the point where he made this confession about his own relaxed relationship with factual accuracy. Check this out. This is amazing. And I quote, I lie if I'm really cornered or something. Carlson admitted, I lie. I really try not to. I try to never lie on TV. I don't like lying. I certainly do it, out of weakness or whatever. That's directly what he said. He just admitted to lying. Carlson then said there was a difference between spouting lies when you're cornered out of weakness. Really? And the systematic lying he claims is practiced by the anchors at CNN. To me, lying is lying. So if these people ask themselves, why am I doing this? And they say, well, I want to protect the system because I really believe in the system. Okay, who's running the system? You're lying to defend Jeff Bezos, like you're treating Bill Gates like some sort of moral leader. Are you kidding me? How dare you do that? Before I finish this off, just a quick rebuttal. Tucker lies to protect the Republican establishment. He pretends to be some sort of populist, anti-billionaire crusader for justice. That's not at all who he is. It's easy to see through his faux populism and easy to debunk arguments that he makes all the time on his show. But allow me to finish this off. Carlson's admission of lying isn't exactly news. In fact, Fox News won a defamation lawsuit against Tucker Carlson last year by successfully arguing that, given Mr. Carlson's reputation, any reasonable viewer arrives with an appropriate amount of skepticism about the statement he makes. Now, for those of you that aren't familiar, Tucker Carlson, as well as Rachel Maddow, the insane Russiagate enthusiast, was basically faced with similar lawsuits of defamation. And their respective networks, in Tucker's case, Fox News, argued that, hey man, look, in a nutshell, to put it in layman terms without the fancy wording, hey man, look, any reasonable person that watches Tucker and also Rachel Maddow knows they're just talking shit. They don't mean everything they say. Sometimes they lie, sometimes they don't. They can't be taken seriously, essentially, is what the respective networks had to say about them both. And if that didn't tell you that he was full of shit, then this story obviously should. It's not even, what he said, he said it. He just admitted that he lies. And, one thing about Tucker that I will say, other than just the lying, is something that he does rather beautifully, and I don't mean it sarcastically, is that he honestly, perfectly mischaracterizes things. And he doesn't do it in like a blatant way like other right-wing hacks will do, like on Newsmax or One American News Network. No, he frames his argument in a way that's meant to gather those that may consider themselves conservative or right-leaning, that may not really be in the know or be fully aware of what it is that they believe in. They're still trying to figure things out. But Tucker can craft arguments and craft the propaganda that he so often pushes on his show in a way that can make one that doesn't really know what he's talking about seem or feel like he's an actual outsider and he's actually a champion for rights or policies that they may hold near and dear to their hearts, when in fact he's just a hack like the rest of them. He does what's called, people call it misinformation, but there's another word for it. Giving you facts, a certain amount of facts, but not all of the facts, to where if you were given all of the correct information, you would arrive at a different conclusion, a different answer than just given what he wants you to know. That's, in my opinion, what he does so magnificently on his show. And that's not to say that it's a good thing. It's a terrible thing. It's awful. and he fools a lot of people, especially when it comes to important issues. And this right here, if not the many fuck ups he's done before, should motivate people that actually watch his bullshit to stop. But I don't think it will. But I think this is hilarious. He should regret ever saying this. Maybe he doesn't, because his base, his fans, they're so rabid, and they love him so much they can't deter away from him, no matter what the circumstances are. But this is just another corporate media hack outed for doing something that we all knew that they engage in. I mean, in terms of Brian Stelter and Chris Cuomo, they aren't to be defended whatsoever. I've made videos shaming Brian Stelter for the, literal bitch that he is to the Democratic establishment and Democratic politicians and what have you. Interviewing Jen Psaki and fawning over her as if she's some newborn child. He's the worst of the worst. Chris Cuomo is awful. This isn't an offense of any of those gentlemen. They're all awful. But in my opinion, they're all equally awful. No one is better than the other because of what network they're on or what policies they advocate for. They're all pieces of shit, and you shouldn't watch them. That's it.